This is the first time this has ever happened on the Ultimate Art Competition. Welcome back to the studio, to the battlegrounds. I'm SLEW, your host for the Ultimate Art Competition. Today we have 3 brand new high-stakes challenges to push these artists' technical skills and creative instincts to the limit. One lapse in judgment could be the difference between a masterpiece and a total disaster. After watching the full episode and seeing all of the artwork, you have to go to my community tab and vote to decide who deserves the title of Ultimate Artist. Now let's meet the 4 competitors.
What's up? I'm Daniel. I'm an NYC-based artist. I do sketching, animation, and painting. I'm excited to be here, be part of the competition, see what's in store. I have no idea what's coming my way, and I can't wait.
Hi, my name is Waner. I'm a motion designer, animator, and also illustrator. I'm originally from Sichuan, China. Now I'm based in New York and New Jersey. I'm really excited for today because I get to compete with so many talented artists, and I really don't know what's going on, and I love that.
What's up, guys? I'm Gabe. I'm an art student at FIT in the city. My competitors, they look nice, but I'm getting a little suspicious. I think they're out for blood, so I gotta keep my head straight. I love showing off what I can do. I love getting my work out there, so in my eyes, I already won. I'm just looking to have fun out there and have a blast.
Hi, I'm Josefine. I'm an artist from Queens. I'm really excited to be here today and kind of leave today knowing that I tried my best on the challenges and really kind of challenged myself today.
In our first challenge, the constraint. These artists have 40 minutes to illustrate one of 4 animal photos using only a Bic 4-color pen. Our subjects are Ozzy, Lightning and Buddy, Winnie, and Scrabbles and Katniss. And there's a catch, of course. Each photo is paired with a roulette card that dictates a mandatory color swap mid-round. One of the classic 4 colors will be swapped out for a brand new vibrant color, either purple, pink, orange, or turquoise. By choosing their reference at the start, the artists are unknowingly deciding their own fate. Right at halfway, the 20-minute mark, artists must flip the roulette cards, immediately integrating their new color and never touch the original color again. To determine the order of photo reference selection, we'll begin with a minigame, the blind touch blueprint. Contestants have 5 minutes to illustrate a mystery object hidden inside a bag. They must rely entirely on touch with their non-dominant hand, attempting to capture the form of this mini bunny figurine without ever actually seeing it. Minigame number 1, we got the blind touch blueprint. All of their non-dominant hands are tied up in a bag. They're feeling the object. 5 minutes on the clock. Here we go.
The blind touch blueprint was fun, very challenging. Using touch and having to feel it, I thought it'd be easier than it was. I'm not gonna lie. Because we visualize things in 3D space, I thought, hey, if I just know what the 3-dimensional space is, it should be a breeze, but it wasn't.
On paper, it doesn't seem as bad, but I feel like as soon as you have your hand in the bag, it's like you have no idea what you're touching right now. I feel like my first thoughts were like, this is probably like a fantasy type of animal.
So when I first touched it, I feel like it's definitely a bunny. So I was like, I would go wild with it because I already know it's a bunny.
I did not expect my hand to get so sweaty in that bag, and I think that actually made it a lot harder to feel what the object was. I also thought it was more of like a mythical creature, fox, bunny, and I thought it was definitely a lot scarier, and it turned out to be super cute. Not totally happy with my drawing, but I think it's a good start to the day.
Pens down, minigame over. Good work. Now you can take your bag off and reveal the object.
I thought it was like a half-cat bunny.
I straight up thought it was a dog.
Now the hard part, the worst job for me, picking 1st through 4th. It's pretty tough. Everyone sort of got the gist of the shape, but actually nailing down the animal, I think Josefine was the closest to the actual shape of this bunny. I mean, it kind of looks like a Pokemon version of it, but I'm gonna say Josefine number 1. I'm gonna go Daniel number 2 because, again, very basic exact structure. And, you know, I think even though, Gabe, you got more of a dog vibe, you're number 3. Waner, you're number 4. I think the best actual looking bunny rabbit, but not the closest to the actual shape. So that's it. Good job, guys. Good job.
I came in first and I chose Scrabbles and Katniss. And I know it's a bit of a disadvantage to pick two animals, but I'm a cat person. Using the 4-color pen, I know it's really versatile and you can get all sorts of colors by mixing and like layering. Pretty nervous for this upcoming challenge. I hope it works out for me.
I came in second and I chose the goats, Lightning and Buddy. I just chose them because I like their weird little eyes. I'm very excited to use this big 4-color pen. I've always wanted to kind of layer some colors. I've never done that before. I've used regular ballpoint pens and I'm pretty good with those. So I'm pretty comfortable. This will be a challenge.
So I ended up coming in third. I chose my guy Ozzy over here. But anyone who studies art knows that color is not what's important, value is what's important. So I'm not worried too much about the color taken away. As long as I have my values correct, I think it'll sing and I think it'll look good.
I was fourth and I was left with this cute little dog, Winnie. That's actually the original picture I want to pick. I mean, look at its tongue, it's so cute. With this 4-color pen, I think the difficult part is that like you don't actually have the color immediately for this picture. So I guess I need to be a little bit creative about how to make that happen. I'm ready for the challenge.
Ink roulette, presented by our friends from BIC. One of each of the contestants' color will be swapped. Fate is already decided. 40 minutes, here we go. Guys, this pen is incredible. It's like having a printer in your pocket. It's been used by millions worldwide. The BIC 4-color pen, the OG, red, blue, green, black. These 4 colors can be arranged and layered to make new colors. The ink lasts forever. There are also gorgeous other colors of ink and other gorgeous cases. This is just like the most incredible form factor and tool for artists. They even have a 3-color pen and 1 pencil combination, which is just mind-blowing. I didn't even know that existed. This pen is truly an artist's best friend. There's no reason every artist, every person in the world shouldn't be carrying this on their person, on their body at all times. I'm so excited to see what these artists come up with. Just about 2 minutes left till halfway, where each of the artists will flip over their roulette card to show which color will be swapped out. The anticipation is killing me. 5 seconds before you turn over your wild cards. Okay, go ahead, put the pens down, flip the roulette card to see which colors you're swapping. Okay, feeling good? All hydrated? All right, falling in love with these animals? You get to take them home at the end of the day. All 4 animals are actually pets of team members over at BIC. So the pressure is even more stacked up for these artists to deliver. All right, Josefine, you had red removed, purple added. Talk to me about that color swap. Did that change any of your strategy? And how are you doing generally?
You know, I'm not feeling too bad. I kind of went in with the expectation of my favorite color being removed, and you did exactly that. So I made sure to try to get as much of like the colors I wanted into it. So I'm feeling pretty good. I think the purple was a nice touch because it's got like a really nice dark value to it. So I'm just like adding it to any of the darkest areas I see. And I think I got a nice base to work on with the colors I have now.
Right on, yeah, and you got a solid like 13 minutes left. But remember, I didn't choose, fate did. All right, Gabe, so looking really good, rocking Ozzy, this fluff ball of joy. You had green removed, orange added. How you feeling about that swap?
Pretty good. It kind of worked in my favor. He's got a very orangey hue to him. I got some green down there to get some of the complementary values. I'm making it work with the orange. It's all about faking it till you make it with this fur, because you're never gonna get every piece of fur here. So kind of creating the illusion that that's gonna happen and trusting the process.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Getting all of this fur, you can't draw individual hairs. And so what's the strategy specifically also with values, also with the colors you have left?
So with the colors I have left, try to lay in as much orange as I possibly can here, leaving the white in the highlights to kind of let that bleed through. I was using green, now I'm using blue to kind of get some undertones and bring some depth to the picture.
Sweet, well, it looks great. Waner, really awesome, whimsical, gorgeous piece you're rocking with. You had black removed, light blue added. This is a very dark furred dog. Can you tell me how you feel about that color swap?
That's horrible, but I think I already like imagine if the black will be removed. So I quickly apply all the black color as soon as possible when I first started drawing, so it's actually okay for now. And for the light blue color added, it's actually not necessary for me. I really wish I could get yellow, but I didn't get it, but it's fine. I'm pretty happy for what I'm doing right now.
Tell me about this composition. You know, the photo is just Winnie here on a couch, but you have put this huge lamb chop, it seems, and some dog food behind. I really like it. Can you tell me about the decision making here?
I just put myself as a position as Winnie, you know, like I would wish to have a big ham and a lot of food. And I love you say it's a lamb chop because that's what Daniel is doing. So I hope that's hurt his feeling.
Okay, well, yeah, that's hilarious. That is keen instinct there to also intimidate the contestant to your right. I'm excited to see the final product.
Thank you.
Same to you, Daniel. Really like Lightning and Buddy here. Really beautiful, clean composition you got rocking. Can you talk to me about the removal of blue, adding of pink? How's it going?
Well, I sort of went at it with what's my biggest fear, and my biggest fear was if black got taken away. So I went with that as my foundation, and then blue was the next one, so I made sure to get that in. And of course, fate or whoever decided to take away blue, so I'm glad I got everything in that I needed to. And getting pink was interesting. I'm having fun sort of finding the pink spots now that I see it in the photo. So yellow would be nice because this goat is a bit tan, but I'm trying to go with green and red to kind of complement those. But I think it's going pretty well. I'm pretty happy with how it is. I feel like I have plenty of time. I am in the zone.
I love it. You were talking about before loving these crazy eyes, and I think you really captured both of them, and it really looks like the reference.
I really want to make sure I get this like character piece. Looks like they're taking a selfie.
Roger that. I like it. Keep on keeping on.
Thank you.
BIC is so awesome. They actually sent all of these contestants gift bags with a bunch of different pens and supplies to make more art. So shout out BIC. And if you want to see more incredible artwork made with pens, BIC has an Instagram page, BIC Create, where it's like a living gallery. They repost artwork from artists around the world. It's a really incredible page. It's really uplifting artists and sharing work from other artists, which I certainly align with and respect. BIC's awesome. We only got just 2 minutes left in this first challenge. Very exciting. 3, 2, 1. Pens down, pens down. Good job, guys. Good job. Give yourself a round of applause. Woo!
It actually went better than I anticipated. I don't normally use pen, but I feel like the workflow with all the different colors kind of worked out for me. I kind of laid out a nice base with the expectation of losing the best color that I had, which was red. And that is exactly the color that I lost. So I think it went pretty well. Everyone did an amazing job. I looked over and there was the lamb chops. That was pretty fun to see. I kind of wish I took a bit more creative liberty with it, but I'm kind of happy with how it came out.
So I actually really like the tool because I never use that to draw, honestly. Force you to draw very simple and very fast. So I like that. When I first saw Winnie, I immediately feel the connection because I have a border collie. I think what I did great is that I make the volume pop and you can see that it feels like it's a 3D dots in there. And I think what I didn't do really well is I didn't have enough color to make it more realistic. So yeah.
Pretty nervous that black was gonna get taken away of. It's obviously the staples, the darkest color I had, but luckily blue was the one taken away, although I do feel like that was a personal attack. My goat was almost entirely blue, and I do feel like if I had maybe like a yellow or something, I would have been able to use my primaries to kind of make the other colors I needed. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how it went.
The ink roulette challenge, bit of a challenge. I had Ozzy. He was very furry and very fluffy, so I had to get a little expressive, a little abstract there. Overall, I think I did a good job of capturing Ozzy's likeness. The tool was pretty great. I like using ballpoint pen. I like drawing with ballpoint pen. I could have used my values a little bit better. I could have pushed it a little stronger, but yeah, we got a long day ahead. I'm looking forward to the next 2 challenges. Pumped to make some more art.
In our second challenge, the technical, our artists have 60 minutes to replicate a vibrant image of a tiger in a jungle. Originally full of oranges and greens, they must now create it using a limited palette of purples, blues, and pinks. This challenge really tests value control, as well as color theory and color knowledge. It forces the artist to translate the original warmth into cool hues while keeping the image readable and recognizable. There are 4 mediums up for grabs: oil pastels, colored pencils, alcohol markers, and soft pastels. To again determine the order of selection, we have our second mini game, an image memory challenge. Artists will have just 10 seconds to study an image on the screen before attempting to recreate it from memory in just 3 minutes. Minigame number 2, the artists are gonna look at the screens, try to memorize the image, and immediately have 3 minutes to replicate that image. Artists, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 10 seconds. Mr. Mojo Jojo from the Powerpuff Girls. 3, 2, 1. Okay, go on and go ahead and start. 3 minutes. Wow, that was the fastest 10 seconds I have ever experienced.
I was hoping that wasn't gonna be one of the mini games. I watched the other videos and that one was like, I would really struggle with that. I don't have a great short-term memory. I forgot his cape. I can't believe I forgot the cape. I was looking at the picture, I was like, the cape, the flowing, and then I completely forgot it when I got to the drawing, is what it is.
Memory challenge was exciting. I feel like I have good like object permanence. I was excited when I saw his Mojo Jojo, and then as soon as it went away, I forgot almost all of the colors. I feel like I nailed it. I'm pretty disappointed I left out the ears.
I feel like I had a little bit of an unfair advantage because I used to watch the Powerpuff Girls, but it was actually really hard once you like take the image off the screen, because I feel like you think you know all the shapes or like you had enough time to look at everything, and then as soon as it's off the screen, I felt like I forgot most of it.
I feel like I have the memory of the golden fish. Like, I thought I remember very clearly, but when I draw it, it just turned out not like as the character is.
Crayons down, guys. Good work, good work. So we're gonna turn the TV back on to see the actual reference. Okay, I gotta pick 1st through 4th here, and this is the first time this has ever happened on the Ultimate Art Competition. I think it's gonna be the same order as last time. I have Josefine as 1 here. I have Daniel as 2. I have Gabe as 3. And I have Waner at 4. So that's kind of crazy, but that is my choice. Good work.
I won the challenge, which is so much fun. Out of all the materials, I chose the soft pastels. I was kind of stuck between the oil pastels, just because I wanted a medium to cover more area, get more color in. These are colors I don't normally work with, so we'll see how that goes.
I'm happy with 2nd place. I'm on Josephine's tail. I was surprised by my options. Honestly, my first 2 choices were this and the Copics, but I feel like I have way more control over pencils in general. I could get a bit more accurate shapes, definitely sharpen them to a point. I'm a little nervous about covering such a big area with these pencils, but I'm pretty excited with this palette, and I have a pretty ambitious idea, so hopefully that pans out.
So I came in 3rd. I had the bronze prize of these alcohol markers. It's between these or the oil pastels. Oil pastels, they tend to get a little muddy for me, and they tend to get all over the place, and I might end up with oil pastels all over me. So I went with the alcohol markers. When I draw here at Studio SLEW, I usually draw with some alcohol markers when I do my figure drawings. And I think I'm gonna go a little crazy here. I think I'm gonna go with almost like a negative aspect, where I think I'm gonna paint the tiger blue in the background in a red forest, maybe an alien tiger. We'll see how that works.
So I came for the 4th place, but somehow I got the oil pastel. That's the #1 thing I want to get, so that's a good luck again. Because when I first saw the picture, I really wanted to be abstract as possible, because everyone's seeing a tiger, but what about a really dramatic abstract tiger? I wanted to be clean and tight and also very dramatic, but not like very messy. I will see what I can do with that.
Our second challenge, the technical, the inverse color family, opposite colors, purples, reds, blues, 60 minutes on the clock. Here we go. I love this tiger reference, beautiful photo. Hard to believe it's actually not a pet of the BIC employee community. You know, shocker, they do not have a pet tiger. They got a few goats, cats, dogs, of course, but this is just a wonderful photo reference I found on the internet. Really gorgeous for this challenge, and I think these contestants are doing just wunderbar. Josefine, halfway, got the soft pastels, beautiful pink tiger. Walk me through what's going on.
I liked the soft pastels because I got a nice general base. I'm really struggling with trying to get finer details like I predicted. It is really hard to use the corner of it because I feel like I'm gonna draw something in one area and it just ends up in an entirely different area. I'm feeling pretty good though. I feel like I have a nice base to work off of. Just gotta get the stripes in and all the details in the background.
Rational and logical, I think that is the biggest difficulty of these pastels. Wide coverage, great blending, but the little details are sort of struggle nation.
I'm kind of like, my brain's kind of done at this point. I'm really like...
Say it ain't so, we got a lot left, but...
I know, I'm just like so drained and hungry.
Okay, well, you could survive and then we're all having some nice burritos
Yeah.
in T-minus 20, 30 minutes. Sir Gabe, talk to me.
You know what? I'm having actually a lot of fun with this one. I think it's coming out pretty good. I like the way I'm putting down the stripes on the tiger here with the purple. I probably need to go back over the blue and get those in because those are really going to anchor my piece and make my alien tiger sing. And the thing I'm really worried about the most is just getting these background details to kind of vaguely read. I don't really want to go too much into detail here because I want to focus on my tiger, but I don't want to leave this blank.
So you got some development with the main focal point, the tiger, and then you also want to make sure you're abstracting sort of the leaves so you don't get caught up in that crazy blurb of just leaf shapes, but that seems like a pretty good plan and strategy. How is it with the alcohol markers? You know, we were talking to Josefine with good coverage, but the lack on detail power. What are sort of the attributes of these alcohol markers that you're seeing that is good and bad?
Detailing ability is really the best part. I can really able to get these great shapes in for the stripes, and the brush on the tip of the pen is really able to get some good shapes there that are interesting. Doesn't have to be exactly accurate, just needs to be graphic and look cool. And I think just making the colors balance right and making things kind of look cleaner is kind of probably the biggest challenge here.
Well, you got a lot of time left. You got a plan, so stick to it, brother. Another beautiful pink tiger. Waner, walk me through how you're feeling, how you're doing with these oil pastels.
I feel pretty good, honestly. With this tool, I feel like I just can't focus on detail very much. So I just wanted to give a whole vibe, and I want this painting to feel more like an illustration and wanting to pop.
And that's awesome. That's maybe a little against sort of the medium of the pastels. You know, they're kind of more muddy. People generally go more with maybe a painting vibe. You're going more illustrative, which I like. I could also tell that this tiger is taking up most of the frame. You're not really concerned about the foreground or background, really focusing in on the character, it seems.
Yes, that's right, because I wanted it to be the main character and I don't want it to fill the whole frame, because that way it will look a little bit messy.
You know, you got 30 more minutes. Can you talk to me about what you're planning on developing moving forward?
Right now, I wanted to fine-tune the tiger and also like make the flowers and leaves in front of it feel more realistic, and maybe add a little bit plants in the background.
Okay, maybe some green plants in the background?
I don't have
Just
green.
kidding, no green. Of all three, we got the wildest and wackiest sort of composition going completely off the reference, which is completely within the artist's bounds, decision making. Can you walk me through this, Daniel, this composition, which is totally new?
Yeah, so I enjoyed copying the goats earlier, like 1-to-1, so I wanted to do something a little bit different this time. Felt pretty confident about copying the reference straight ahead, so I wanted to flip that around, and the colors inspired me to sort of have the tiger peering into some water, so I can have two tigers and use my blues and my oranges. Pretty happy with how that turned out. Kind of figuring out the body of the tiger was the biggest challenge, because, you know, I don't get that too much in the reference.
Yeah.
But I think as long as I keep my focal point here in the middle and then I could just add the rest, I should be good on time. I just have to do a lot of foliage now.
Coming up with this seemingly correct anatomical posture.
Yeah, don't look too hard.
Dipping down to get a nice gulp of water. Really cool, really imaginative, really exciting. And I guess these colored pencils are sort of doing you justice with the sort of freedom you have and detail and the softness. You know, it's really just sketching with pencils.
These were definitely my first choice just because pencil's pretty comfortable for me, but I am running into the thing where coverage is a big deal. So hopefully I can cover the rest of it in the time that I have left.
Sweet. Well, I'm really excited to see this fully developed. Really exciting. Gorgeous pieces here. Very excited. Really love this tiger. It is the year of the horse, so maybe we'll bring that back sometime in 2026. But for now, we got a beautiful tiger in a jungle. Just about 20 seconds left in this challenge. Wait till you see our final challenge. It's gonna get wild and crazy. Remember, it's up to you to vote. At the end of the video, seeing all the art, you gotta make your decision. 5 seconds. Everyone, materials down, good work.
So So the alcohol markers have a brush tip, and it really allowed me to create some really interesting shapes, specifically when it came to the stripes on the tiger. I thought I got some really cool graphic shapes there. I used the purple as a black, and I think it came out pretty well. I think it did a good job with the foliage and the red forest that this alien tiger is gonna be living in. I got a little abstract with it and kind of went wild with my line, and it worked out. Alien Tony the Tiger, and he's great.
For the Tiger Challenge, I really wanted to take a risk with the composition, kind of rework the reference image a bit, something I do in like animation work, and there's definitely more of a sketch vibe than like a full finished piece. It was a huge risk, but it seemed to have paid off by the end. At least I hope so. You guys will decide. But for me, I'm pretty happy with what I was able to get done in that time.
I feel like it went pretty well. I do feel like the detail aspect of it did catch me at the end. I feel like I kept redoing the face of the tiger and it just wasn't going well. So I am a little disappointed with the final result that I have. I think I had a really fun time doing it. Got to experience some mediums that I haven't tried in a while, and it was fun.
So the oil pastel, when I got it, I feel like I cannot focus on detail at all with that tool. So I feel like I should just focus on making this whole picture pop. And I just want to go bald. That's why I picked the pink color for the tiger skin color and the blue for the pattern on the tiger. And I think I did it, which I'm pretty happy about.
In our third and final challenge, the masterpiece. The artist will have 90 minutes to capture a live scene featuring a model posing as a Roman warrior. This is a pure test of draftsmanship, lighting, style, composition. The artists have total freedom to choose any medium they want and create a piece of art in any style they choose. There's only one parameter, which is the artist must capture the figure in its entirety, from head to toe. They can't just work on a bust or a portrait. It has to be the whole figure. This is really the last chance the artists have to show you what they can do.
For the final challenge, we get to choose our own mediums, which is probably a little overwhelming for me. I don't know if I do well with the freedom aspect of being able to pick my own mediums.
To be honest, I'm pretty nervous because I feel like suddenly I have so much freedom. I don't know what to do, but let's see.
I'm really excited to kind of let loose and do my own style and do my own thing for this final one. I love figure drawing, and that's my favorite thing to do, so I'm excited for this last one. I think it's gonna be great.
The masterpiece challenge it's an interesting one. Getting to choose my own materials feels like freedom, but it's kind of a curse. I had to rack my brain a little bit for what I'm gonna do.
Our final challenge, the masterpiece challenge, we have another awesome live model. This is Chris, absolutely looking like a Roman general from the past. I think it's amazing. This is an incredible pose. He's an awesome model. We're doing 4 20-minute sequences. The artist can work in between the breaks. Really exciting. First 20-minute sequence, here we go.
I'm gonna start with a little graphite, lay it in with some pencil, and then I'm gonna go with some acrylic. When I did some figure drawing in school, we used acrylic, and I was gonna mix it with some matte medium. I prefer it over water. Water sometimes makes the paper bend, and it's a little too loose. The matte medium allows me to create a thick paint, and it really control the paint well.
For the masterpiece challenge, we're doing figure drawing, which I'm very comfortable with. I normally do like charcoal and more grayscale vibes, but those are usually shorter. With the extra time, the 90 minutes that we have, I wanted to branch out and try something I've never done before, which is incorporate some watercolor. I do that in a lot more of my professional work, but we'll see how far I can push it.
I stuck to something that I'm used to, I have a bit of experience with, which is acrylics, and I do want to do sort of a mixed media, kind of just adding in colored pencil into it. I'm pretty hopeful and excited for this one. Working 18 by 24 is a little nerve-wracking for me.
My strength is sketch and line drawing, but for this masterpiece, I wanted to do something different since I got all the different materials. So I kind of want to do a mixed media drawing, use tools that I'm not really using, and I believe they will be a fun experiences.
The one parameter I did put on this challenge is they need to do the entire figure from head to toe. And that's because it's really challenging getting the proportions right of a human figure. We also have this amazing costume, all of the elements, the shield, the spear, the details on all of the limbs. And so it's just nice to capture the pose and the figure in its entirety. And if you guys want to try out these challenges, we post all of the reference photo on our Patreon. So check that out. Do all the challenges we do in each episode. Go back and look at the other episodes. We have a playlist. All of the reference photos are also online from those. Daniel, this is just looking gorgeous. I'm really loving this composition, the super delicate but accurate line work. Can you walk me through what you're doing now?
Well, I didn't have a plan until I approached the easel, but it kind of worked out where the first 20 minutes I did a pencil sketch, second 20 minutes I did my inking, and I have the last two 20-minute sessions to do my painting. So this session, I'm trying to get all of the colors in, and then that way the last 20 minutes I could just do final touches.
That is a solid structural plan. Maybe he planned it, maybe he didn't, but I really like where your head's at. Can you talk to me about the technique you're using with watercolor? Like, how do you go about it? Do you really lay it on? Are you more sort of accurate and painterly? Walk me through that strategy and technique.
Well, I sort of started watercolor like this year, so it's more of a recent thing that I've been trying, so I can't say if this is the right way to do it, but what I found I like is kind of very shapy shadows, laying on a base color and then going back over with another color. Maybe that comes from like my digital work, so I'm doing that on paper now by usually getting something a little bit more saturated, a little more cool for the shadows. But again, I'm still sort of new to the medium, and that's why I wanted to choose it today and see what I could do with it.
Yeah, and I think there's really no obviously wrong answers. You could use any media, any tool, however you want. It's a tool for you to use. Hell yeah. All right, Waner, looking really good also, using the entire 18 by 24 inches. The figure is really bold, great composing on the surface area you have. Can you walk me through what you're doing right now?
Yeah, so I basically spent the first 20 minutes did a sketch, and then spent another 20 minutes to do the line drawing. And I'm pretty satisfied about what I'm doing right now, but I just found out one problem is that the watercolor, the brush will melt in the watercolor. So
Oh, I see.
I need to find a solution right now.
So the watercolor kind of picks up the ink.
Yeah.
I see a little there. So, okay, so that might be a major problem if you were planning on washing the whole thing.
Exactly.
Wow, well that is a conundrum.
I don't know, maybe I would try some oil pastel or just color pencil.
I think you're gonna be able to figure out that's a nice little curveball mid-round, but the good thing is you have the proportion, you have the drawing, it's looking really strong and solidified, which I guess is maybe the more important part.
Yeah, I'll figure it out for sure.
Good attitude, that's what we like to hear. Gabriel, looking really good. I really like the washy acrylic background. You also, seems like everyone sort of really solidified their drawing. You also went in with your ink brush pen. Talk me through what you're doing at this moment.
Right now I'm trying to get a little bit of skin tone going in on his face and on his hands. I got a little purple background. I was gonna go green with what we got over here, but we don't have a lot of green paint. And the purple is giving him like some royal Roman feel to it, so I'm liking how that's looking. And I think I like the way the cape is kind of ambiguous and flowy, and everything else is kind of solid. So it's all about just bringing it home.
You three certainly are doing similar technique and order of operations, which I think is really smart. The success is there with the drawing, which you all sort of nailed. So now it's just design orientation that you really have to finesse.
Making it my own.
Josephine, looking really good. I would say your painting is the most different in terms of its structure and how you're using your media. You haven't really put down any bold outlines. You're staying loose, which I really like, and it's slowly being refined. And it's reading really, really beautifully. Can you talk to me about that?
It's kind of just how I work most comfortably is I like really general and soft values and shapes before I start to kind of refine areas. It was good for me to kind of start with like washes and just doing a more watery approach with acrylics. I feel like when I start to get, more bold with it, I kind of lose the proportions and kind of like the values of everything. So I'm trying to just take it very slowly.
Right on, that makes a lot of sense. And the idea of working from general to specific is a very common idea for painters for that order of operations. Now with about, 30 minutes left of model time, can you talk to me about how you're going to further develop it?
A couple more steps with acrylics, just get like the general colors in, and then I want to kind of finish it with colored pencil.
Okay, wow.
I kind of like the graphite type look at the ends that has a little bit more texture to it. So I plan on trying to finish off some areas with colored pencil.
Well, it seems like you're rocking and having a great time, so.
I am having so much fun.
Back to it, wonderful. 10 minutes left in the third pose of 4. That means 30 minutes left total of model time with Chris. This is a strong showing. This pose specifically really evokes sort of an emotion, a vibe, a conqueror, the confidence, the glory. Like it's really promoting sort of these ideas. So it's really cool to see how that translates into the artist's style, the techniques they use. How do they sort of illuminate those ideas through their own illustrations, capturing the figure that should be basically the same for everyone, but how do they showcase that glory, that power, that confidence of this regal Roman officer? It's awesome. Remember, it's up to you guys to vote at the end of the video. We're gonna go through the gallery, all the work that was created today by these artists. You gotta go to my community tab to vote for the artist that you think deserves the crown. What a day it's been. They really put it all out on the line for this challenge. Incredible. Materials down, materials down.
Yeah, you guys did really good. Wow.
Quickest 90 minutes of my life. It was a lot of fun. I'm really happy with how mine came out. I got a really good foreshortened arm coming down this way. Like I said, figure drawing is my favorite, especially here at Studio SLEW. I had a great time. I've been practicing for months now, and I think it came out well, and I was able to really capture a good solid figure with good solid form. It was a great pose and a great model, and he did all the work, and I kind of just had to do what I do.
I was saying that I want to try something fun, then I was like, maybe I should be safe. I should do some line drawing and watercolor. After I finished the line drawing, I realized the water actually melted the line, so I was like, damn, I'm done. But like, then I thought about maybe it's the time to make the promise come true, you know, I have to use some mixed media. So I try to do some color pencils, oil pastel, and it turns out actually pretty good. If I have the chance to go back, I would definitely want to be bolder, especially the model has a really great facial feature and the great lighting. I want to definitely apply more like bold red color. I think that would be a great move.
For me personally, I feel like as I went through it, it's just I started overthinking every step along the way, and I feel like I didn't leave enough time for colored pencils like I wanted to, so I was only able to get a few details in the face. I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. I feel like now looking back on it, like taking a step back, I feel like I could have done some things differently.
It was fun to get this as the last challenge. I love a costume, especially one as fun as the one that we got. I feel like I just followed my process, did the sketch, did the inking, and then went in with the watercolor. Did have a little bit of a challenge with the palette. It's one of the studio ones, and it was missing blue, which is a key component to watercolor. So I replaced it with some gouache, and so I had a little bit of a challenge mixing my colors, but it overall turned out pretty much the way I was looking and intending it to look.
Another amazing battle in the books, and the work produced today was nothing short of incredible. These artists just killed it. It's almost time for you to crown a winner, but before we review the final gallery of artwork today, make sure to check out all of these artists' socials. It's all linked in the description. Just follow their journey to see what they've got going on. Let's review the final work.
The whole day was really great experience. Actually kind of bring me back to my old time when I was in high school. 30% in a room trying to compete, and then probably only 5 of us will get into a good college. I hated it, but I also loved it. So I really thank SLEW that bring me back here, bring me the memory of the good old time.
I think it was Da Vinci that said, a well-earned rest. Cut that because I don't remember the quote. But I had a blast. It was so much fun. All the challenges were really fun. It really pushed me. I feel like the first couple especially really pushed what I can do with different mediums. I had so much fun. All the artists are great artists, and they're all nice. None of them talk too much shit to me, so.
It is so nice to be working alongside other artists that do normally different things. It was nice to kind of have fun with these little challenges that I normally wouldn't do on my own. So I'm really happy that I was here today and got to experience all these things.
I wish I could say I was here to crush the competition, but I met some great people out there, really talented artists, and it was a blast spending the whole day here creating art with them. I really pushed myself artistically, and I think I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't have such great peers out there.